45 minutes drive south from Melbourne and you'll find yourself transported to this magical landscape. It is in fact the Royal Botanic Gardens Cranbourne, one of Victoria's most precious areas of native bushland, offering nature lovers a chance to explore nearly 900 acres of untouched heathlands, wetlands and woodlands.
So the gardens here at Cranbourne is basically set up as a snapshot of the types of landscapes and plants that you'd find throughout Australia. So people from overseas can come here and wander around the gardens and get a real idea of what Australian plants and landscapes are like. Well, you can have a walk around the gardens and have a look at the different plants and artworks here. You might come across one of our volunteer master gardeners, so someone with a bit of expertise in Australian plants, or you could go on a guided tour. So we have our general everyday tour, or we have one with a horticultural team member who looks a bit more in depth at the plants.
The award-winning Australian Garden is a place where visitors can immerse themselves in Australian flora, landscapes, art and architecture. This amazing new garden features a gallery of exhibition gardens, sculpture and displays, all highlighting the beauty and diversity of the Australian landscape.
So when you first enter the Australian garden, you come across our centrepiece, which is the red sand garden and represents Central Australia, where there's very little water, most of it's actually underground. You then move through to our rock pool waterway, which sometimes flows, sometimes doesn't, very much like a lot of the rivers in Australia. You head down and in the second stage you'll walk all the way through to the eastern seaboard, so getting wetter and wetter as you go to the areas where most of Australians live along the coast.
The Australian garden has got a large area of landscape planting with Australian plants from across the country, so desert plants right through to rainforest plants. But surrounding the Australian garden is nearly 1,000 acres of bushland, which includes habitat for a lot of our wildlife. So we have koalas on site, wallabies going through the bushland. You can often see them during the day. We have the native bandicoot. The southern brown bandicoot is a nationally significant species, and it's important for us to actually manage the bushland to make sure that that one particular animal survives and breeds well within the site.
I think people should definitely visit here because if they're not going to see all of Australia, it gives them a chance to see a sneak peek of different bits of Western Australia or Central Australia, and really gives them an overall feel of what Australian landscapes and plants are like.
And with woodland picnic areas, walking trails and a new bicycle track, there are many ways to explore these beautiful botanic gardens and to get a snapshot of Australia's diverse and dramatic environment.